Hello, hello everyone, and happy Friday. Melanie here from Mels Inky Fingers, and we have another Friday focus time together. Hello and welcome. When you jump on, let me know you're here and say hello. It's always nice to know who I get to spend some time with on Fridays. And I'm just going to make sure that I'm in the right spot here. So let me double check and make sure that you can see me and hear me in the right place. And I'll give everyone just a moment to find me. And it looks like, oh, yikes. It looks like we're good. Sorry about that. I had turned that up. We were watching a video last night and my husband was across the room and couldn't hear it. I forgot I had turned it up all the way. All right. Hello and welcome. Happy Friday. We are going to be creating with one of my favorites that unfortunately is going away. So I wanted to have one last chance to create something pretty with you. So this is the Timeless Arrangements Bundle. It is a stamp and die set. It is the easiest way to create floral foliage clusters. If you struggle with that, this is the bundle for you. And I'm going to show you just how easy it is to get this beautiful look. It makes it easy to put quick and very beautiful cards together, and you can pull any colors that you have on hand, which is what I love about it. And so I'm going to show you how to use this. So hello everyone, welcome and happy Friday. I'm glad you're here. I have a lot to share with you today before we get started. So I'm going to give everyone maybe just another minute to find us, and then I'm going to dive in so that we can get to our creating. I am looking outside and it looks amazing out. So I hope wherever you're joining me from that you are enjoying spring and that the sunshine is finding you, as well as some warmer weather. And no rain. We've been rainy here in Northwest Ohio this week. All right, so I think I'm going to jump in with some of my, I have a couple of things that I want to share with you. So first and foremost, if you have not yet really dove into these two catalogs, I recommend you do it very quickly because they're both retiring at the end of the month. So the May 2023 to April 2024 annual catalog is chock full of amazing, oh, look, I just saw the bundle we're using. It's chock full of amazingness. Here it is. This is what we're going to use. And there are so many products in here that are retiring. So on my blog, I have posted the last chance product list for both the annual catalog as well as our January to April 2024 mini catalog. And you can print these, and I've changed the format so they're a lot easier to follow and refer to so that you can go through your catalogs and actually get a good sense of what's going away. So if you want it, you can grab it. Now, starting April 9th, which is just a few days away, as long as products remain in stock, there will be a discount listed on the list. And if the product remains in stock starting April 9th, it will go into effect. Hi, Julie. Welcome. Thanks for hopping on. So that sale price goes into effect and you can have some incredible savings. Now, this is the last chance list for our mini catalog. So there's not quite as many things going away, but for the annual, it's like 6 pages of amazingness with savings up to 60%, 60. So really go through and make your list of what you would like to get so that if they're still around next week on the 9th, you can snag them. And I can tell you, once those sale prices go into effect, if something lasts that long, stuff will sell out. Hi, Simone. Welcome. Happy Friday. Now, the next thing that I would like to share with you is the new annual catalog, which I can't show you yet, but I can show you the cover, is going to be launching on May 1st. And as you know, if you follow me, I offer product shares with every new catalog release. And I have my shares ready to show you. Now, I can't get all the items yet, but I have been able to get a fair amount. So let me tell you what I have available. Reservations are open, so you can start reserving your shares now. The share reservations will stay open until April 26th, and then I will close them. They're closing a little early this year because I have the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip at the end of the month, so I will be leaving my office. I'll be out of my office for a week while I go and spend some time with my demonstrator friends. But what I have available is I have a paper share, and I'm grouping specialty paper as well as designer series paper together in one big paper share this time. It's $65. You'll get 1/4 of a pack of 17 different paper collections. 12 by 12 will be cut 6 by 12. And collections that are 6 by 6 will be left full size. Now, it's important when you're looking at paper shares to note how many collections are included, because they can vary from person to person, as well as how the paper is cut. I leave mine as big as I can so that you have the ability to create as much as you can with it. So, paper share, $65. I have, for the first time, I've had so many people in the past ask me to do this, and I've not done it. But this year, I decided it was time. So, you may know that in the Stampin' Up! Catalog, we have something called 6 by 6 color family assortment packs. And what's nice about these is it offers, you purchase them by color family. Let me find it here for you. You purchase them by color family, and you get some of all the colors in that color family in the pack, as well as our 2 in color families, and you get 40 sheets in each pack. So the 6 by 6 designer series paper assortment collection, there's 6 total collections as part of this. So for the first time this year, I am offering this share. And why is it important? Because every year Stampin' Up! Changes the patterns that come in the color families. So there's 4, I'm looking to see what I did with it. There are 4 patterns each year that come in that collection. Here it is, it's underneath. And so every year the patterns will change, but you will get paper in every Stampin' Up! Color if you get this product share. And what's nice about it is no matter what you're creating, you will have designer series paper that matches. And these are monochromatic, so each sheet only has that color on it. You're not going to have a sheet that has blue and green and red all on one. They will look like this. They will be the 4 patterns featured, and I can show you what they are. There's a foliage, a dot, a stripe, and then this is my favorite right here. So those are the 4 patterns, okay? Stripe, dot, I'm not sure what to call that, and then a foliage. So they will come packaged 1/4 of a pack for 6 color families in the 6 by 6 designer series paper assortment share. All right, so that's the second option. The third option is the ribbon and embellishment share, and they come packaged like this with the catalog for easy reference. Oh, thanks. So I am actually going to Mexico. It's going to be really fun. And so you will get 1/4 of a spool of all of the new ribbons in the catalog, plus a portion of a pack of all the new embellishments. So most of the embellishments are about 1/5 of a pack. It depends on how many are in the pack as to how I can divide them up. But you will get some of everything. And this isn't all of it. I can't get all of it yet, but this is what I did have to at least give you an idea of how it will come packed and labeled. But know that you will get some of all the new ribbons and all the new embellishments. And the ribbon and embellishment share is $49. Then I have my paper samplers, which are super popular. This is a great resource when you're creating to be able to pull out the paper, decide what pattern you like. I have all the colors on the back, so there's no guessing what color is on a paper, so you know what ink to pull. I include the specialty papers and all the designer series papers. And the paper samplers include 18 collections like this in a jacket and labeled for $49. And what's so nice about these is when you no longer want the sampler, you just pull this jacket off and you can create with the paper. Now, collections that are 12 by 12, I create a 4 by 6 inch paper sampler. collections that are 6x6, I leave full size. And the 6x6 paper collections, you're getting a full quarter of a pack in order to feature all the patterns in most cases. But in any event, you get one each of every pattern in all the collections in the paper samplers. All right, so $49 and you get 18. Then I have some bonuses. So if you get everything, if you get the designer series paper, the samplers, the ribbon embellishments, and the 6x6 color assortments, I'm going to gift you this basic beige ink pad. This is a brand new color coming in the new catalog. I'm very excited about this. It is an awesome color. You are going to use it a ton. This is your gift as my thank you for getting a complete collection called Ready to Craft Bundle. I've bundled it and it's called the Ready to Craft Bundle. If you choose to get the paper samplers and the designer series paper and the 6x6 paper, so all the paper products, I am going to gift you a 2024 to 2026 in color card base pack. You're going to get 20 total standard card bases, so you'll get 4 each of all 5 of the new in colors. And that is my thank you for getting what I'm calling my paper lovers pack. So it's your paper share, the paper samplers, and the 6x6 color assortment collection. All right. So there's a link here on my blog. I'm sorry, on my Facebook page, as well as on my blog. If you go to melsinkyfingers.com, and you can click on the link there and it will take you to the registration form. You can review all the information and you should have all your questions answered there. And if you choose to register, you can reserve your share right there. All right. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to post them here during today's crafting as well, and I can answer those for you. Hi, Joan, welcome and happy Friday. So today we are going, one last thing, catalogs. So if you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and would like to shop with me, I would love to send you a catalog. I'm waiting for my catalogs to arrive. They've been ordered. I will be packaging them and shipping them probably in about 2 weeks so that you get them just in time for launch time. But let me know. I'd love to send one to you if you don't have a demonstrator. All right. All right. So let's talk about this amazing bundle. So this is the Timeless Arrangements bundle. It's retiring. So it's available until April 30th or while supplies last. As far as I know, when I last checked this morning, it was still in stock, but it changes fast. So, and we are going to create a couple of cards using this, and one focuses on the amazing dies that are part of this, and then this one focuses a little more on the pretty stamps that come in the set. I love this background stamp that is included. It's all these little circles, and so I thought this was fun. I'm going to actually show this card in several colors, but this is boho blue. So Simone says, thanks for sharing. Oh, she said, thanks, Simone. I love creating a package for you. Oh, she's on break. Nice. Well, I hope you get to take a little peek at some of the crafting before you have to go back to work. Okay, so the first project, let's make this one as our first project because it's kind of quick and easy. And I think you're going to see how much you like this bundle. Oh, you know what I have to show you? I'll show this at the end. How's that? I'll show this to you at the end. Hopefully I don't forget. I'll set it there so I don't forget. All right. So to make this first project, you don't need many supplies and you can pull anything you have on hand, really. That's what makes it neat, is I made a monochromatic card using boho blue. And this is boho blue cardstock with boho blue ink. And then I pulled in one of my favorite ribbons. And this is the in color textured ribbon for the 2023 to 2025 in colors that launched with the current catalog. And this ribbon comes in all 5 in colors. It's pretty and shiny. Hi, Janet. Welcome. Thanks for jumping on. And it's retiring, all 5 colors. So I wanted to use it to show you how pretty it looked on a card and how nicely it ties. And then for these embellishments, I also pulled in the 2023 to 2025 in color dots. These are also retiring. And these come in all 5 colors. The blue is up underneath here, but you can see how pretty they are. They're like smooth and shiny and have like a pearl look to them. But isn't that pretty? So let me show you how I made this card. So we are going to get a sneak peek of one of the new in colors. So this is one of our carryover in colors. There's 5 in colors going away. Every year we lose 5 and we get 5 new ones. And then there's one that carries over to a catalog. So this is carrying over to the catalog. Here is one of our new colors coming. Janet says she loves the monochromatic look. I do too. It's just simple but beautiful. And I feel like when you're having a creative block, going monochromatic is the easiest way to go, because all you do is pull colors that all look alike and just create, and you'll get a great result, but you're not challenging yourself to try to match colors, which sometimes can throw you off. So if you're ever in a creative block, try going monochromatic to see if that will kind of get you through it and get you rolling. So we're going to work with Pretty in Pink today. Pretty in Pink is one of our new in colors coming, and it's actually an oldie but goodie that's coming back. Pretty in Pink was a pink that was in our color line years and years and years ago. I remember it because I've been around a long time, and it's a great pink. So it's nice that we're going to get to use it again. So to create this card, I made this as a 4 1/4 inch square card. You could leave it as a full-size card base if you would like. So Joan says she still has her Pretty in Pink ink pad. That's awesome. I did too, but mine was the very old clam style ink case that didn't lock closed and have the plaid label on the cover. Do any of you remember that? That's old. So this is a 4 1/4 by 8 1/2 inch card base, which is kind of fun to change it up a little bit by making it square. And we are going to add 3 die cuts to this from this wonderful stamp set. So you have 3 different labels that work perfectly with all of the sentiment options in this set. Isn't this beautiful? I just love the script font. And we are going to use this middle one. You could use any of them you wanted. Whatever works best for you on your project, you can use. I'm going to use this middle one. And I already die cut a couple of them so that you didn't have to wait for me to cut all of my labels. But I cut 2 of them. And I love the detail. Look at the pretty detail on this. You get those little, this is piercing, but you get the little X's in there. So Joan says hers is the flip top too. Oh, but it closes. Okay. Mine closes, but it doesn't oh, I know what you mean. It's like when we first changed to that style of locking case. Oh, yes. I understand now. All right. So let's pull this in. I'm going to move this one out of the way, and I'm going to pull in my mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine, which, hey, look, boho blue, boho blue. Isn't that fun? You can still get this cute little mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. All right, so let me grab my plates here, and I'm going to add this in here and cut my last label. And I love this glass mat because my machine does not slide. Hopefully I always am a little apprehensive to cut because it makes the camera shake. So I try to do it on a separate table, but I like for you to be able to see what I'm doing. Hi, Susan, welcome. It's fun to have you here. All right, so I'm going to move my cutting machine over to a different table so it's not wiggly for the next time. But now we have our pieces. It's just this easy, this card. So I have cut 3 of the same shape die out of the die set here, this medium-sized rectangle with the beautiful stitching on it. And now I'm going to do a little bit of stamping, and I'm going with the monochromatic look of Pretty in Pink on the Pretty in Pink cardstock, but you could use any color. So this is boho blue. You could use bubble bath, would be absolutely beautiful and similar. So I'm going to use these 3 floral images here, as well as this circle background stamp. So let's pull those in so that you can see what I'm doing here. And the first thing I'm going to do, oh, I forgot to wet my cleaning cloth for my glass mat. So my stamp pad is a little stiff because it's new. They always are. So I like to open them and just kind of slide them back and forth a little bit. I feel like that helps them open and close a little easier when you first get them. But let's first start by randomly stamping this circle pattern through the middle of the card. And I'm just kind of rotating it so that they don't all look the same. There's no right or wrong way to do this. And then I'm just going to, I have my chamois, so you can use your chamois as well. All right. Then I'm going to take my 3 labels and I'm going to stamp these 3 foliage pieces. And again, we're going for the monochromatic look. So I'm just going to stamp them in the center of these rectangles. And we're going to line these up across the center of our project. So this is Pretty in Pink on Pretty in Pink. Oh, thank you. All right. And it's pretty much now assembly other than our sentiment, which we're going to stamp in black. So I'm going to take a coordinating ribbon, and I actually chose the Bubble Bath ribbon. It has this beautiful silver metallic strip that goes through it. And this actually is one of my favorite ribbon packs. It's the sheer ribbon combo pack, and it comes in 3 of our new colors that launched with our catalog. It's Bubble Bath, Azure Afternoon, and Lemon Lolly. And it has that really beautiful silver metallic stripe in there. I just love it. So I'm going to take this and tie it around my card, and even though it's not Pretty in Pink, it still coordinates well. And I think I'm going to actually tie a bow this time so that you can see a little variation. I tied a knot with the other one. I'll tie a bow with this one. Just super, super pretty. So now let's cut our ribbon. I'll just cut it at a little bit of an angle. So you may prefer the bow or you may prefer the knot. The knot will be a little less of a physical presence so that it'll let those panels pop a little bit more. But I want you to be able to see what it looks like. Now, before I adhere these in place, I want to stamp my sentiment across the bottom. So I love this You Make Me Smile sentiment, which you can't really see because it's clear on clear. Let me ink it. Now you can see it a little better. But you could do, I really appreciate you, thank you, you're so kind, you're my everything. So many, and you can even build a little custom saying because there are some individual words that allow you to just stamp exactly what you want to say. So that's just a little pop of black on there, and it will also help pull out the silver metallic a little bit. So now let's flip these over and add some dimensionals to the back. I often add dimensionals on any layer that goes over a ribbon or trim to make sure they lay nice and flat. It gives that ribbon a little space underneath to just kind of be there. So now I'm going to center the middle one first and get it where I want. And then I can place the side ones next, and you'll be able to just kind of adjust your ribbon if you need to, if it's not quite lined up where you want it. Now here's an example. Do you see how this space doesn't line up where I want it? So I'm just going to take this ribbon and I'm going to just kind of slide it. Oh, it's not wanting to slide. Usually you can rotate it. There we go. Now let's see if I move that over enough. Yep. So now you can kind of line up your panels a little better. All right. And then last but not least, let's put some pretty bling on there. So you could choose to do anything you want. So I have some festive pearls here. These are also going away. You have red, gold, silver, and green. So let's pull these out and go with some silver. I think would be pretty because it will coordinate with the silver in the ribbon. So Susan likes this. Thanks, Susan. This is fast and pretty. I love fast and pretty. And you can kind of put these wherever you would like, but just a couple, just enough to kind of pull it together. And there's your project. So here it is in pretty and pink. There it is in boho blue. And then I have one other, oops, let me put these away. I have one other card that I made in another color combination for you. If I can get these where I want them to be. Here we go. And this is in soft seafoam, and I used the gingham ribbon for a little pop of black to coordinate with the sentiment. So what do you think? Oops, there we go. Can you see the three colors now? What color do you like most? Do you have a preference? Here, we can do this. And this one is soft seafoam with soft seafoam ink. And again, I use the festive pearls in the green, and I stamped the sentiment in black. This sentiment is stamped in Night of Navy, actually. So do you have a favorite of these three? Thanks, Janet. And you could really use any label. So I'm sure most of us have a die set that have some really great labels in there. I love this in particular because of the beautiful detail that it embosses into the label when you die cut it. I think that those little subtle details are really just what makes the card special. All right. Well, while you think about your favorite color, I'm going to swap over and pull the things for our next card. Which brings a little more color in. Here is our next card. Isn't that pretty? And it's so much easier to make than you might think. You might be thinking, ooh, that's a lot of die cutting, or that looks really hard, but it's not. Let me show you why. It's because Stampin' Up! Makes it easy by having incredible dies. So Susan says she loves them all, but she really likes the boho blue. Yeah, the boho blue is really pretty, and I just especially love these in-color dots. These in-color dots are just really pretty because they're like pearl. They have that just pearl look in them. They are just really pretty. So let's talk about how we're going to make this card. So to create this, you are going to want a thick basic white card base. And this card base is cut 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and it's scored at 4 1/4 so that it makes a standard card base. And then you are going to want another piece of basic white that's cut 3 3/4 by 5, and run it through your favorite embossing folder. This one is the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder. I especially love this one because it adds texture without distracting pattern. And you might be saying, but Melanie, there's pattern all over it. And you're right. You could call this a pattern, but when it's on your project, it's just random texture that blends into the background, and there's no linear anything to it that kind of pulls your eye to it. And that's what I love about it. So I'm going to attach this with some Stampin' Dimensionals. Oh, I just dropped them. So let's add this to our card front. All right. And now next, we're going to create this really beautiful floral focal point that is on the card. So let's talk about what we're going to use to do that. So I am switching up the color combination on this one to give you a little peek at all the different ways it can look. So I pulled in Granny Apple Green, Lemon Lime Twist, and Gorgeous Grape to create our floral cluster. And then you're also going to want a piece of basic white to die cut the label. And I used the largest label, which gives me this size, and we're going to stamp our sentiment on that. So let's talk about what we're going to die cut out of this. So I'm going to keep the purple for my flowers. So I'm going to pull out the flower die that looks like this and die cut purple. And then we have some foliage pieces that we're going to cut. So we have this one and we have this one, which is pretty. So we're going to mix and match these, and it doesn't matter really what you cut out of what, because it's all just going to look amazing when it's done. You could even cut out some individual pieces if you wanted to create little other pops of color and sprigs. But you can see how these are all on like a strip, and they come off in different places, so that when you layer them all together, it just automatically creates an incredible floral cluster, and the colors, pretty much no matter what you put together, are going to look amazing. So let's die cut these pieces. So I'm going to take these and put them through. I should have grabbed my big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, because I could have cut these all at once. I guess I should have thought that through a little more. I can do a couple at one time with this, but it would definitely have been faster. But that's okay. So you can tell me about your weekend. Does anyone have fun weekend plans? What's everyone doing this weekend? It's almost getting to be the time of year to do yard work. Ew. I'm not a yard work fan. Okay, so I've cut a couple here, and then I'm just going to push these out, and you can see how they all have this bar on there. And let me show you how easy it is to work with them. Whoops. All right, so I'll cut some more. Now, how many you choose to cut is really just up to you. And I'm cutting like 2 of each, because then if I want to put it above and below my sentiment label, I can. Whoops, I ripped it. Look at, I just ripped this off. That's okay. We'll still make it go together just fine. And here is my second purple. I didn't grab a big enough piece of cardstock. But you'll see it's still going to work just fine. Watch. All right, and now I need to cut some of this. So let me die cut a couple of these. I really love this color combination with the bright greens with the purple. It's one of my favorites. So I thought it would be fun to show you more of a traditional color combo and then one that wasn't quite as traditional, but nonetheless, they will both work great. All right, so we're done with the die cutting. Sorry about that. Had I brought my full-size one, I could have just put them all through at once. All right. So here is this other pretty piece. I love this die. So now we have our floral pieces done. We have our label done, and we have our card base ready. So that means it's time to do a little bit of stamping. So we can choose whatever sentiment we would like out of our stamp set. And I'm going to simply stamp this in Memento black ink. Sometimes black is just exactly what you need. So let's do the From the Bottom of My Heart, Thank You. Let's do that. So I didn't put blocks in for this second card, so we'll just swap out. So there's the thank you, and then From the Bottom of My Heart looks like this. And since I'm building a sentiment on my card, all I'm going to do is simply look at how the stamps fit to get an idea of how I need to stamp. Oh, this may not fit very well. Let me just double check if I move this down from the bottom of my heart. It might work. All right. So I'm going to stamp from the bottom of my heart right at the top, and I'm going to center it. And then the thank you, which I love the font that this thank you has. There, it did fit. So isn't that pretty? So you can mix and match the sentiments and create exactly the message that you want to send, which is really what I love about this. So now let me show you how easy it is to use these. So now you can layer your foliage pieces. You just line up these bars like this, and it's just that simple to get that beautiful cluster. And then what you do is you just adhere that bar right behind your sentiment label, and look at how easy that is. Isn't that awesome? Look how pretty. It's so pretty. Yes, Susan, I agree. It is so versatile, and it really does make for beautiful cards. So, and then now if you want your bundle to be just a little bit different, you can just cut your pieces, and this is the one that I tore. So let's do, put this one towards the top of my card. So maybe I'll do it like that. It tore over here. So I'm just going to cut this, and you'll see how it still works. So we're going to do it like that, and then we're going to do it like that. We're just going to improvise. Like that, see? So since I tore it, we're just going to cut it a little bit so it shifts the pieces together. And I'll put this one on top. And then let's put these two together. This is the one I didn't tear. So I'm going to do the Granny Apple Green first, and then I'm going to layer the Lemon Lime Twist on top. And then I'm going to layer my Gorgeous Grape, which I used to create the flowers, right on top of that. So it looks like this. And then, where did my label go? I can put it underneath my label like that. Isn't that beautiful? And then this one, I think I'm going to do up here on the corner. So I think I'm just going to cut and only do one purple flower up there. And you just line up those bars, and that's all you need to do. So I'm going to adhere my label here, the bottom of my label there. And this will go at the top of my label, like that. And then look at, isn't that just so pretty? It's so pretty. And if you wanted a little more to bring that out, you could always, because this is the piece that tore off, you could always just kind of tuck it. So I might do that. Let me just tuck that in there. It does balance it out a little bit. I don't know how I managed to rip that off. There we go. So now I'm going to adhere this onto my card with some dimensionals. And once it goes on this card, you'll get this incredible pop of color because it's on the white, and it just looks amazing. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's just that simple. You just die cut the pieces and you just adhere all those bars together, and this is what you get. So pretty. Now to finish this off, let's, I think I did this crooked. Let me make it straight for one thing. There we go. All right. So I have the gold ribbon from the silver and gold ribbon combo pack that's been an online exclusive for a while now. And the great news is this is carrying over into our new catalog. So that's exciting. I use this a lot. This and Simply Elegant trim are my absolute go-tos anytime I want a little pop of metallic flair, especially the Simply Elegant trim, but that's going away. So at least I still have this to rely on. So we're going to create these long tails, and then we're going to just put this here with a glue dot. So let's find a glue dot for ourselves. Thanks, Susan. Yes, that's one of my favorite embossed panels is the painted texture. It just really adds a lot to the background without being, I just find it's not distracting. So now silver also looks really great with these colors, and this ribbon comes as a combo pack, so you get both silver and gold in one pack. So if you preferred to go with the silver, you could. And then let's use some of these pretty, these are the pastel adhesive backed sequins. These are retiring. So I'm trying to just share lots of the pretty things. And so now let's pop some of these. I'm just going to randomly place these. There's no right or wrong here. Just kind of tuck them everywhere. maybe here and here. There. That's our card. And here it is in a different colorway. So what do you think? Don't those dies make it easy to create that cluster? So now let's talk a little bit about the other color combination that I used, because there's a sneak peek in there. So for this color combination, I used Pretty Peacock with the new color Summer Splash. That's a new in color, and Petal Pink with the same ribbon and embellishments. So the card is the same. This is so crooked. I have to fix it. So the card is the same. All I did was mix up the colors, and then I changed the sentiment. But other than that, it's the same embossing folder, same layout. And what do you think? A little more traditional, a little less traditional, but fun pops of color. Which color combination do you prefer? Do you have a favorite? I know there's a little bit of a delay, so I'll give it a moment to come through. So this is with our Timeless Arrangements bundle. You're welcome, Susan. Oh, good. Yes. Pull it out and use it. It is such a pretty set. I've not used it nearly enough. I think I created with it right away when I first got it. And I kept looking at it and I just didn't pull it out again, but it was time. It was definitely time. All right, so let me share a few other things with you. So I have just a few other pieces of inspiration for you. So these were last week's projects. So this was created with the Time Together bundle, which I believe is on low inventory. So we created this pretty card and this good masculine card. Ooh, Susan likes the purple and greens, yes. And then this was a bonus project I shared that was kind of an out of the box using this die set so that you remember to use all the stamps, not just the main focal stamps. So this is the Time Together bundle. This is retiring. And then I had featured this card on my blog this week using the two-tone Flora bundle, which makes the most gorgeous flowers. And this was a project featuring the color challenge for the Color Fusers design group that I'm a part of. So this is on my blog with all the details to create it. You can go to my blog and get those details using the two-tone Flora bundle, which I believe is still available. Thanks, Susan. It's so pretty. I absolutely love the background die that comes in here. There's 2 sheets of dies. This is a big die set. So not only do you get the dies that cut all your stamped images, but then you get this absolutely amazing background die, which I just love. So those projects are all on the last chance list. So I hope you hop over to my blog at melsinkyfingers.com and you can find the last chance post. You're welcome to print the lists that I have posted there for you. I have modified them so they're so much easier to read and just list the other items that are retiring. And then also, don't forget to check out my product shares. So I have my paper share up, information for my paper share and paper samplers and gifts. If you choose one of the bundles, you can get a free gift, my ribbon share. So the registration for my product share will stay open until April 26th. All right. So that's all I have for you this week. I'm so glad you joined me. I hope you enjoyed seeing those pretty floral cards with the Timeless Arrangements bundle. and I will look forward to seeing everyone next week. Have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.